boy. Now, fellas, remember I made a video in regards to the female loneliness epidemic? Don't worry, I'll put the link to that video in the comments section. But remember the part where I said 1,000 women attended this church singles event and there was not a man in sight? Y'all remember that part, right? Well, since I'm on this subject, let's talk about this situation at hand. Now, yes, I'm gonna react to 3 of Jesus' videos here. The first one, we're gonna listen to what this bitter broad has to say. But the other 2 videos, the men are going to respond, as well as I'm going to give out more reasons to why men are not attending these singles events. No introduction required. Y'all see the title of tonight's video. So apparently, you got this bitter ass light bright here. Boy, I haven't said that in a while. Well, anyway, she's hurt, bitter, and triggered because she couldn't find a man at a singles event on Valentine's Day to be with. So now she wants to jump on social media, give out her grievances and her woe is me, all because she couldn't get a man on Valentine's Day. And which, let me go ahead and say this, ma'am, there's a lot of people who wish they had someone for Valentine's Day. So why the hell is you acting like a fucking baby? Why? And by the rate you're going, and the fact that you'll be so brazen to put it on social media, that is definitely going to lessen your chances even further to find someone. But I digress. Shout out to Jesus Ed, the host of the Coffee Pod. I'll leave the link to the full video in the comment section. Go check it out. And for future references here, I am reacting. This is why I put the link in the comments section. Uncut, uninterrupted. That way y'all get to watch the video for yourselves without my commentary. Now I'm trying to say this respectfully. If y'all don't want to listen to my commentary, then click the link to their full video. Because not only am I reacting, I'm also spreading the message as well as showing the original content creator their props and their flowers. With that being said, let's get started, shall we?
Tell me why we go to this matchmaking festival today. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is on a Saturday. This just feels like an obvious win for both genders. Like, all the people in relationships are going to be booed up at dinner or whatever they're doing, and everybody that's single, you know, if you step outside today, you going home with something.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So this woman seems like she's a bit irritated, actually more than a bit. But she went to a singles event. This is during Valentine's, and
she sounds more like she's bitter to me. Bitter, angry, and triggered.
And they weren't many men there. And she's like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? The whole event was pretty much just set up to attract the men. But listen to how they talk about the men that did show up.
I'm telling you, all the guys in there are short, fat, ugly, and balding. Like, don't go in there. I am done with the dating events because men don't typically go to those. But this one...
To all the punks out there, I want y'all to listen. No. All you punks, step up to the congregation. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all, the ones who have a problem with the men talking about women's fake hair, fake lashes, fake nails, makeup, the whole 9 yards. Did y'all listen to that, right? So it's okay for women to talk about men's height, looks, bodily features, all of that. It's okay for them to do it, right? So we don't want to hear shit from you punks crying, you sensitive punks crying, bitching, and complaining about men who will talk about their hair weave, their makeup, their fake lashes. We ain't trying to hear it. If it's okay for them to talk about these men's looks, body, and facial features, then they should have that same energy when the man talks about their artificial bullshit. And that's that saying goes. You get back the same energy you give out. And that's a fact. Let's continue.
Fun. Sounded like fun. It was at a brewery. That's very male centered. And the agenda was very fun. It was very, very gender neutral agenda. There was a apple pie eating contest for who could eat a pie the sexiest. There was a condom relay for who could get a condom on a banana the fastest. They had like dating tapes you could make to like play throughout the venue. Like it was just a bunch of like fun, funny stuff. Okay. So
well, that's nice.
This sounds fun. Like this sounds like a cool thing. People are gonna pull up. It's gonna be a good time. So
something about the condom on the banana. I get like ha ha ha. The expert put the banana on the condom. The quickest, the fastest. You've got amazing experience. You won first place, and says, "That's my wife. That's my wife." Like
is that. And it makes me wonder, is that really a singles event? Is that really a singles event? Or the Red Light District Olympics?
That's what I want to lock it in with. They're thinking she's fun and they will have fun with her. Maybe that's what she wants too. Who knows?
Me and my girls go, we get super dressed up. We pull up to the venue, and as we pull up to the venue, we see this big line outside. So I'm like, oh, bet, it's about to be popping. No. As we walking up to the line, girls are leaving. It's not nothing but group after group after group of girls leaving. I'm sweating. I gotta turn my heater off. So I'm like, where are y'all going? Why are y'all leaving? And they're like, oh, no. Y'all are way too pretty to go inside. Do not go inside. And I said, what you mean? They said, it's nothing in there. And, I had very low expectations for the type of men that I would be here, but I was really just here to play the games. Like, we had missions we were supposed to complete while we were in there. Like, we were turning this into a whole game. Okay, like, they were like, no, I'm telling you, all the guys in there are short, fat, ugly, and balding. Like, don't go in there. And I was like, oh, my God. So we decided to get in the line.
And they want to moan when the men talk about these women's artificial bullshit. Let's continue.
Anyway, now, as we're in the line, I'm noticing in the line is all women. It's a line. It's all women. And the longer we're standing there, the more women keep leaving the line from in front of us, coming out of the venue. Not even just leaving the line. They're coming out the venue. So every single one, I'm asking, like, what's going on? They said, no, don't go in there. The ratio is terrible. It's all women. It's all women. It's all women.
So you heard her. Short, fat, ugly, and balding. Men know. They hear the type of talking points that chicks like this are spewing online. They understand the mentality. And they're not thinking, because they're going to have games that seem like they're male-centered, then that's somehow going to change you. That's somehow going to change the mindset of the chicks there, right, who are looking for men who are completely out of their league in many times. They outprice themselves out of the dating market. And, of course, they don't want to deal with the stress.
And I'll go even further and say this is one of the many reasons why these men are not attending those singles events. And I mean, think about it. Let's think about it, and let's reverse the roles for a bit. Let's reverse the roles. If a man approached these group of women, and they either ignore him or reject him, he turns around and say, "Man, you bitches ain't shit." Guess what? how you think those women going to react? Yeah, he completely blew away his chance. So, with that same logic, you got women on social media talking about they went to a singles event and it was nothing but it's all women, a whole line of women and groups of women. And they all walking out because these men are short, fat, ugly, balding, and unattractive. How that's going to look in the eyes of other men? Okay then. And that is one of the many reasons why these men are not attending these singles events. One of many. Don't worry, we'll get down to the other reasons why as well. But let's continue.
Channel is sponsored by
Three random solo guys in the line that are getting real excited hearing this, okay? But here's my thing. We have a free event. You don't even gotta pay. There's no cost to entry. It's at a brewery, and it's a Valentine's.
But y'all still expect for men to have money. So free or not, miss us. Let's continue.
Valentine's Day, so you know, as a man, you know any girl that's there is gonna be single, and women are sad on Valentine's Day. Like, so many of them are just desperate to talk to somebody and get some attention from somebody. You don't even as a man think like, oh, I might have some success today. Maybe I should go to this. And this is why
desperate. She said it, not me.
I don't feel bad for men when they are lonely. Like, this male loneliness epidemic needs to be worse. They're not suffering enough, in my opinion. Because
why? Because you're bitter and sad because you couldn't find a man at a single event on Valentine's Day. That's why it should be worse. And God damn it, I know how to pause. And by the way, nobody wants to hear shit about the male loneliness epidemic coming from a bitter-ass broad that couldn't even get a man on Valentine's Day and struggling to get into a relationship. In which, once again, this goes back to my video. They want to talk about the male loneliness epidemic, but keep this in mind. She just debunked the male loneliness epidemic altogether with what she said earlier. Then she said that it was all women, nothing but women, and only a few men there. So with that retarded logic, if there really was a male loneliness epidemic, then wouldn't they be more men at the singles event? They would, wouldn't it? In fact, there'll be even more men at these singles events more than the women. There'll be men going out of their way to attend these singles events to get with you women if there was a male loneliness epidemic. But apparently it isn't. If all these women is going to these singles events, but there's not a man in sight, or the few men that are there, y'all don't find attractive. And this is why I say the male loneliness epidemic is bullshit. And rather, this is also the reason why these bitter broads is now catching feelings, because the men are talking about the female loneliness epidemic. Some even will go as far as just call it the loneliness epidemic, period. In which I had to agree with the latter. In fact, let me go the extra mile. Is gender even a factor when it comes to loneliness? Nope. Not at all. Now, I'm going to stop the video right here because we going I got to play two other videos of men answering these bitter broads questions of why these men ain't attending these singles events. But before I do, let me give out one of the other answers. And mainly because the men that these women do want to attend these singles events, they're not wasting their time. In fact, to those men, those singles events is no different than the Kendra G dating show. And keep this in mind, fellas, even Kendra G tried to do these singles events. All women showed up and not a single man in sight. In fact, they believe it's a waste of time. And no, I can't blame them. Because the moment they start talking to these women, the shit is going to hit the fan. So the men they want is not showing up to these events at all. And if the men do show up, if not at all, if they do show up, these women don't find those men attractive at all. In fact, they won't even give them a chance. And how would that look in the eyes of those men they want to attend those singles events? Okay then. And by the way, ma'am, your attitude and how you can handle rejection just might be the reason why they don't even want to show up around you at all. The irony of this situation, everybody wants to say men can't handle rejection. Women can't handle rejection either. And just like what I said earlier, is gender even a factor when it comes to rejection as well? Especially if either side can't handle it. I'm just saying. But that is one of the many answers I have for why men are not attending these singles events. But let's hear from other men on why men are not attending these singles events, shall we? Like this dude right here, who will give out one of the many perfect examples of why men are not attending these singles events. Let's get to it, shall we?
I don't go to singles events because I feel like the women would treat me like a bad. It can be overwhelming when a lot of the women are looking at you and overlooking the other men. Maybe the regular guys, maybe the shorter guys. I don't know. But
men explaining why they never or rarely, but probably never attend singles events.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
One thing that I have realized is this conversation comes up in cycles almost every single year. Here's my theory behind this, and I am curious to know what you guys think. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this topic, I need all your hype points. Your hype points, and I'll give you more.
Don't mind if I do.
If you don't know what that is, go look it up. But let's talk about this, because I think I have a pretty good theory on this, and then we're going to look at something I haven't done before here on this channel. Is a video exclusively of men, just a bunch of videos of them sharing why they don't attend singles events by different types of men. Some of them you may agree with, some of them you may disagree with. But what I find interesting is this topic typically comes up every year that I've been like talking about dating and relationships here on the Coffee Pod. And interestingly enough, I think there is like a connection between it happening right after something like Valentine's Day and all the chicks realizing maybe how lonely they are after a lot of.
Oh, it's not just Valentine's Day, Jesus said. It could be, you can have the Valentine's singles events, you have the summertime singles events, shoot, you'll even have the Christmas and holiday singles events. I've seen it all. Man. But let's continue.
From getting online talking about how they don't need no man. And I want to make room to also say there are women out here who have a man. They are those who men seek to look for because they recognize them as wives. That's what women want overall, long-term wives, right? But in this situation, that's not what we're talking about. So I released a few videos, and the main one is the one that's talking about how there's like 1,000 single women in the church, and they're wondering where all the men. I just heard a chick who made a bold claim and pretty much said that the women who are attending singles events are women in crisis. Check it out.
If your hopes is to find a person at a singles event, if your hopes is to find sisters in crisis, you will find a lot of sisters in crisis.
She says you will find a lot of sisters in crisis. Let's see what the men have to say.
Well, I have no doubt of that at all, considering the fact that you got all these women going to a singles events and not a single man in sight. And the men that do show up, they're not attracted to them. They're not interested in them at all. So I don't have no doubt in that at all. Let's continue.
If I went to a singles event, I would imagine that if I talked to one or two of those women,
Right.
all the women would perceive me as this ladies' man, or I just get around, resulting in me not probably getting any success in the first place. And then, if I'm looking at the,
Did you say resulting in him not getting any success?
and then if I'm looking at the women, obviously I'm going to probably be picking the ones that I find the most attractive. So
Basically, what he's saying is, if he goes to these singles events and talk with as many women there, they may look at him as a player, or close to being a player, in which they would not take him seriously. But that's what I got out of it. Let's continue.
I can't be obviously talking to too many people at one time. I don't know. I think the singles event thing doesn't work if the ladies are not gonna be like humble. It's not about feeling like you're the most prettiest woman in the world or anything like that. It's just you're overlooking people that might be equivalent to you. Coming after a guy that you know is Mr. Fine or whatever.
Right.
You overlooking the point of the event at that point. And I'm just sitting in the corner. Because some women do shoot they shot to me quite a bit. And women are perceiving me as, oh, he probably thinks he's bougie, he thinks he's all that. Like, well, I do. And I know what I'm capable of as far as being a man, being a provider. So, right?
Caption there, it says, I'm just as confident as you are. Is referencing to women, but I'm still realistic on who I can pull. Everything also isn't about looks either. Here's the thing. He makes a pretty good point there. And I think any man who has been perceived as handsome, or women tell you that they think you are attractive, you can probably relate to this perspective. Real quick, shout out to the sponsor of this chapter. This weird thing, right? Because the problem he's saying here, which is very true, is it doesn't work if the women aren't humble. Keep in mind that one of the videos I released, part of the problem was the chick was saying these few guys that all the women thought were attractive and wanted actually thought that they were the prize. And you sit there and you go, that doesn't make any sense. Of course they're the prize. Why wouldn't they think they're the prize? And that's the problem, is that if you recognize yourself as having the things that most of these women claim that they want, they will still not like you if you carry yourself like you are the prize. Really, confidence is what it is, but they don't want you to be confident and recognize your confidence. They want you to treat them like they're the prize, when in fact, in that situation, the small amount of men who most women are trying to talk to and want are in fact the prize in that particular situation, right? That's one aspect. There are many aspects to this thing. And we're not addressing the fact that most of those chicks don't look as good as they think they look. Right? They all think they're 10s, and the more attractive they typically are, the more into themselves they are. It's like they want you to work hard, become the man, and then not act like you're the man, and they can't humble themselves. This is the mentality of a lot of what you can expect guaranteed because we've seen it. I just played the video, so keep listening.
I'm conscious of
Straight up. You see, the prize is not the majority, the prize is the minority. Who is the breadwinner? Who is taking care of everything? See, a lot of women think the prize is being a man's trophy wife and all that other shit. Nope. The prize is the one that could do it all, keep it all, and gain more. But that's just me. Let's continue.
about who I approach, who I give my time to. As a man that gets a lot of inbound attention. So maybe that's just food for thought. You know, before you walk into that singles event, don't think, oh, I need a 10, I need a 9. Since a lot of guys in here that have great personalities, great jobs, doing well for themselves, and they're not Mr. Fine or whatever you want, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we are going to check, guys. I'm just going to take this nice and
I'm
chill.
gonna go to singles event.
I've got a few videos here we're going to check out, so we're going to take it nice and chill. I think I need some more coffee here. I'm completely out, so not a good start. Top comment here says, I always say, looks open the door, but it's everything else that keeps me interested. And let's see, somebody says, who are you? She says, just someone who knows attraction is only the beginning. All right. Here's somebody else who says, personality to me is key always. I guess what I'll say is this. To a woman who says, I always say attraction opens the door. Yes, that's very true. You know, it gives you enough time to get you to know the actual person is how I look at it. However, most chicks today are delusional about that alone. Like, what do you think you deserve? 6'2" and above. You're just like, come on. Like, you're 5'2", you're slightly overweight. Let's be real. Somebody else who says, judging from your comments.
And that's a fact too, because I know a lot of dudes that's only 5 foot, overweight, and got the best job and got the best jobs to offer. But then you hear these women talk about these men that they were attracted to, and 9 times out of 10, 6 foot, handsome, checked every mark on their list, and either they broke, no job, or abusive. Just a thought. Let's continue.
Comment section, yes, they'll go feral. I don't think you get a chance to connect for real. And somebody else who says, babe, I'm right here. So already here, he's definitely 100% correct. She's like, take me, you know? But again, this is very true when it comes to men who fit in that handsome category. What they experience a lot of times is, oh, you think you're all that, or you must think I'm easy, so on and so forth in person. But online, you probably have an easier chance sliding in a DM secretly if they view you in that way. Versus,
I mean, let's be upfront and real. Call a ball and a strike. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck. Oh, wait, I remember now. Either these women don't know what they want, or as I stated in another video, they just won't be satisfied at all. And men, that's not your fault. That's just how some women are. And even I have, and even Uncle JD has that understanding. Complete understanding. Let's continue.
being in front of other women because the sisterhood and we don't want to look stupid, right?
If I see one more video of a girl talking about something, why is all these girls show up to singles events and it ain't no men? It's 1,000 girls and it ain't no men. I'm like, have we not learned shit about the internet at this point in time? The internet has been out for so long and we've seen this so many times. What have we established, right?
Let's talk about it. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
What does that mean? Do you think do you have to go to a singles event?
Nope.
I'll answer that for you. No.
Right.
Terrible dudes. What have we established? Terrible dudes always have a girlfriend, always have a wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seem to like terrible dudes.
And multiple children. Right? Multiple children.
So therefore that eliminates the terrible dudes and that eliminates the desirable dudes, right? So that means the dudes that go to singles events, who left? All that you didn't want. All that couldn't get in real life or they're good dudes. But you ain't want them. You don't want good dudes.
Sir, thank you for clarifying what I said earlier. Because straight up hard facts there. And he just clarified it. The men that they want is not attending those singles events. And the ones who are attending those singles events, those women find those men unattractive. And he just clarified that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
Hey, what you want? Because like I said, the terrible dudes always got girlfriend and wives. Who at the singles events? All the good dudes. And what do we establish on the internet? Girls don't like good dudes. So that's why it'd be 1,000 at a single event and like 10 dudes and ain't.
Straight up. They want the bad guy. They want the bad boys. They want the assholes. And yes, to all you punk ass male feminists out there, shoot, they'll even sleep with a misogynist before they sleep with a nice guy, a simp, a panda bear, a male feminist. They'll sleep with those dudes before they sleep with. They'll sleep with with the bad guys before they ever sleep with the good guys. Let's continue.
And all the girls say, well, ain't none of where the attractive ones at. The attractive ones is getting in real life. Or if they not getting, they at the house. Because they can get at the house. No, desirable dudes don't have to go to singles events. It's only dudes that don't get in real life that got to go to singles events. So therefore, and what that will say about the girls, and it's going to hurt. What that's going to say about the girls at the single events is that you want it, didn't want you.
Oh, I know the feelings are definitely going to be hurt by that.
I'm sorry. That's me. I'm just saying, man.
I'm not.
That's why it don't be a bunch of desirable dudes at single events, you know. I thought the internet would have taught us this by now, but
nope.
Maybe I gotta be the bad guy and say.
There you go. You guys heard it for yourself. Is he the bad guy? There is truth to that. I think, though, the focus here is, in reality, if a lot of those chicks were realistic about who they qualify for at those events and didn't all think they deserve the top percent man or some mythical man, then they would actually find men at these events. I do.
Straight up. Now that's 2 out of 3 men here. And yes, we're going to stop this video right here. But that's 2 out of 3 men. Now, the final dude I'm going to show, he's going to react to another bitter broad mad because men ain't approaching them at these singles events. Let's get there, shall we? Now, for the final part of this video, this man is reacting to yet another bitter broad's TikTok, in which listen to what he has to say. Because not only did he shut this bitter broad down, But he also explains, even further why men are not attending these singles events. Let's get started, shall we?
Do you guys remember this one? I just released this one.
Nothing pisses me off more than when a man that looks like the shit on the bottom of my shoe is like, hey, can I take you out?
The caption of this video is, "It's so offensive." She says, "It's so offensive to have a man who looks like the shit on the bottom of my shoe as to take me out." What do you guys think? Because this is constant messaging, right? And you don't have to go do a deep dive to find any of this content. Simply just scroll on TikTok, Instagram for long enough. Go look up.
Yep. Instagram and Miss Sandra's TikTok is your best sources. Now, Instagram, yes, I will. TikTok, hell no. I got sources for that. But let's continue.
The term to center men that you even see some women who are public figures using today. You have Doechii, the female rapper who just won a Grammy, who literally said that she hates straight men, plainly and boldly. So men have gotten the message loud and clear, and that does not encourage them to approach women at all. A quick word from the sponsor of our channel.
Yep, this will be the last time I do this one.
I'm gonna say I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I know I ain't ugly.
And this is one of the reasons why.
Whoa, before you get started, the
right way.
Now, I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I know I ain't ugly.
Ma'am, I know you ain't talking about ugliness with that wig, those fake nails, lipstick clashing, and makeup all over your face, trying to call someone ugly. Have several seats and shut the fuck up forever. Let's continue.
And this is one of the reasons why women believe that men do not approach them anymore. Why men do not shoot their shot and ask women on dates anymore. You know you can reject a man without being rude, disrespectful, and harmful to somebody else's heart. You can sit there and tell someone respectfully, "I'm not interested," but instead, you will do everything in your power to make that person feel as if they are insignificant. Just because somebody isn't attractive to you doesn't mean that they're not worthy of going after somebody. Although I don't believe this applies to all women, but there's women out there that speak on hating men, that men should leave them alone, that they should choose the bear over the man. So when a man chills out and he says, "I don't want to deal with it anymore," y'all really be sitting over there wondering why men do not reach out to y'all.
That's true.
And they sit there and they wonder why these men treat them the way they treat them. I could go as far back as before I even became a father. You know how many times I got rejected? I lost count. I took it on the chin and I kept on moving. The difference is, they'll tell me, "No, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I'm already seeing someone." I just walk away. Nowadays, when these dudes approach these women, they doing too much extra shit. They'll turn a simple "no, I'm not interested" to a "why you messing with me" and this type of stuff. And they wonder why these men clap back on them. Come on. What is so hard? What is so fucking hard for these women to say, "I'm sorry, I'm not interested," or "No, I'm not interested"? I mean, they could say that to a man, and a man will keep his cool, and you'll move on. But the fact that they got to go out their way to not only reject their recline, but go as far as to try to embarrass them. This is the reason why these men treat them the way they treat them. And these will be the same women going on social media want to call men misogynistic. Well, you caused that misogynistic on yourself if that's what the fuck you did. There's turning a man down, and then there's trying to embarrass this man just for talking to you. And yes, he's on point on that. Let's continue.
Very true. And I also want to preface what I'm about to say by first saying you don't want to become this bitter chick, right? You don't want to become so deluded that you think you look that good that you can get online and make that type of blank insult. You don't want to become that because that's repelling, highly repelling. Listen, I understand. We've all been out here, approached women. You know what it's like for a woman to turn you down in a disrespectful, harsh way.
Exactly.
Become this because that person
Exactly.
is very, very bitter. I do want to add this though. When women look at men who find it, because this is the thing that I don't think chicks understand. Because most men build their value and climb up the ladder of self-improvement to then become attractive to the women that they want in many cases, right? Over time. Then a lot of men have plenty of opportunity to experience being talked to like this before they become someone who's desirable in women's eyes. And that leaves the temptation for them to now return that favor. You know, a lot of chicks wonder, well, why are men such dogs? Like the men who you would want treat you like you were dirt. Well, it's because some of them look back to their past and think, this is how I was treated. Again, not healthy, but this is how I was done. And I know this is how you treat men who you don't think are on your level. This is who you are. I hear the way you talk about men in general. You don't respect men. And then you sit there and wonder why you get done the same way. Let's keep listening.
Men have
Exactly.
to be vulnerable. Men have to perform. Men have to impress. And men have to chase/pursue just to see if a woman wants to give him an opportunity in the first place. And see, this is the thing. It's not that women don't want to be approached. It's that they want to be approached by the men that they want. But it doesn't work like that. And if you do want the man you want 100% of the time, then you're going to have to shoot your shot at the men that you want. But you're not going to do that because what if the man that you like doesn't like you back? You'll hear women say, oh, where's the guy who sets reservations, gets flowers, and picks me up on time? But there's plenty of men that would do that. But since you don't like them, you don't give them a chance. It's the fact that you want the man that doesn't like you or the man that you like to do that, but he doesn't. So since he doesn't do it, you say, oh man, men are not romantic. Men don't show love. Men don't do this. No, it's the fact that the men that you want are not willing to do it. But the men that are willing to do it, you won't even give them a chance. So to my ladies, if you do want a man to approach you, be approachable, be kind, whether you like the man or you don't like him and you reject him, that's cool. But you don't have to be disrespectful. Give yourself an opportunity for the right man to come into your life and treat you right instead of giving yourself to people who are going to take you for granted.
Or don't, or keep going. Let Father Time teach you. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. Here's a video. These are women who are a little bit older talking about not being approached. They are in Dallas. Check.
Yep, this is going to be good. This is going to be good too. And I'm not going to stay on here long, but we're going to play this real quick and then going to end it there. But let's continue.
Get out.
Stare a hole through you all night. They will not approach you, not once, but they'll stare you down.
I'm gonna give an example from me. Like I will not. I can't. Like I won't choose, right? Because we don't know who like us, and I don't want to be like, if I talk to
So
you.
what was your question? Why?
Because she's saying, why do people not talk to them?
And that's what I asked earlier. It's like, okay, is there? Because you said you are laughing, you're giggling, you're having a good time.
We're giving off. We're giving off the feminine
y'all are
energy, and
y'all are cool.
they are actually not. They're not.
But I think
So they talk to you, they just don't proceed.
No, they don't even come up. It's
they don't come up.
No, like they'll stare a hole through you all night. They will not approach you, not once, but they'll stare you down.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm gonna tell you?
I don't know.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tell you real talk.
So they're obviously having a conversation with some dudes who are out that night along with them saying, hey, what's up with these guys? They're just going to stare at us all night.
right now, I'm just wondering what's with that look she is giving. I mean, she looks like they just insulted her car. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Maybe they're afraid that you might videotape them and post it on TikTok. Just maybe that's one of the worries.
And this is as a DJ. As a DJ, there's a lot
And
of
this my cousin,
this
by
is
the
a
way.
lot of music out there that is projecting on a lot of men that women like money all the time. And so if they see you look expensive, they may not.
Bro,
I get it.
Timu and Sheen
Look
is out there, bro.
expensive. We look like we're not single. We look.
They didn't really want these dudes, man. They just thought, you know what, let's record these guys, get them on video and post it. Because any guy knows.
And that's one of the reasons why men don't approach women. They don't. You got some that will sit there, record the conversation, post it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Either they trying to embarrass these men or try to get these men into trouble. Or they'll be in the bar, in the club. They talk to this woman and she's quick to scream "Me too," or quick to say that he sexually assaulted her. Or a man can approach these women in these places, and these women feel like they being harassed. It's even down to a point to where they're crying about they being catcalled. But then these are the same women who now wonder, who sit there and wonder why men don't approach them anymore. Congratulations, ladies. You got what you wanted. So why you're not satisfied? You didn't want these men to approach you. Now the men don't want to approach you anymore. And now you're wondering why the men ain't approaching you women anymore. Yeah, ain't that some shit? But yeah, I'm going to stop the video right here. Ladies, I hope this answers your questions. Why these men don't approach y'all and why these men don't attend singles events, because to them it's nothing more than a waste of time. And on top of that, look at the attitudes. And they wonder why shit is the way it is. But nevertheless, shout out to Jesus Said, the host of the Coffee Pot. If y'all want to watch this video in its entirety, I'll leave the link to all 3 videos in the comment section of this video. Go check all 3 of them out. Tell them JD Miles sent you, as well as going to post a link to my video, The Female Loneliness Epidemic, in the comment section as well. Check that out as well. But with that, I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.